Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. You know, sometimes messages cross your path and kind of smack you in the face. Like they wake you up to a deeper truth and they push you to look at yourself and your life in a different way. And I hope today's message does just that for you. As a therapist, I'm always looking for ways to help my clients achieve clarity and take action faster. Questions are just one of my modalities to do that. The other is channeling messages for them. And as humans, we tend to default to worry and fear instead of keeping ourselves buoyed in faith and trust. And as humans, not only are we typically unconscious to our limiting beliefs, but we also believe our limiting beliefs like hook, line, and sinker automatically. One of life's greatest skills to master is to become a conscious creator of your reality, to intentionally choose to know and believe powerful things so that you can manifest and create the life you love. A life that is filled with purpose, meaning, and worth. And the truth is, most people don't ask themselves powerful questions to get themselves there. Most people don't ever question what they think or believe. Most people don't move the needle in their lives to the extent that they are truly capable of, because something is smack in the middle between where they are and manifesting their ultimate reality. And that thing that's in the middle, the thing that blocks us from being able to bridge the gap between, where you are now and being what you want to be, is simply this. It's what you truly believe about what you're capable of achieving and how much you're willing to allow yourself to become who you need to become to achieve it. The question that I titled today's episode is so powerful that I felt compelled to speak on it today. How good are you willing to let your life get? Now, intellectually, as you lean in to answer this question, if you actually take time to answer it, maybe your immediate response is, of course, I'm willing to let my life become amazing or as good as it could possibly get. What kind of question is that to ask someone? Everybody's willing to have the best of the best life they can have, right? Well, if you pay attention to what I said earlier about what exists in the gap in between where you are now and where you want to be, then you're going to realize that the reason why your life isn't where you want it to be and you aren't who you truly want to be is because you haven't closed the gap entirely, or for some at all. And as I mentioned earlier, the primary modality I use to help my clients make massive breakthroughs is to ask them powerful questions. Questions that most therapists don't ask and most clients never hear. Ask yourself the question, how good am I willing to let my life get? And I want you to notice what comes up for you. Notice what negative feelings and thoughts come up for you when you ask yourself that question, when you sit with that. It's not I'm going to answer off the cuff. It's, let me sit with this question. How good am I willing to let my life get? So most people won't admit that they're scared of success, of actually having the life they truly want. You see, we're all so used to struggling and suffering through life that giving ourselves the space and time to imagine ourselves actually in the life of our dreams, like we can imagine it, but really believing that it's possible seems next to impossible. How good are you willing to let your life get? The question is chock full of powerful nuances. And to get a better life, you must let go of the people who don't serve you anymore in your life. To get a better life, you must let go of circumstances that don't contribute to your life anymore. To get a better life, you must let go of the identity that you have about yourself now that holds you back and keeps you in your old stories of weakness and victimization and your inability to achieve what you want. To get a better life, you must decide to do what it takes to become the person who is suited for that better life. This is key. I recently heard one of my mentors say that the only way to quantum leap in your business and in your life is to have it conducive already and set up already so that you can just step into that next version of yourself or your business. Does this make sense? It's not enough to dream and to say all these affirmations and pretend to manifest when you don't have things in position to step into that next level. Nobody tells you this. Nobody teaches you this. They just say, oh, say some affirmations, touch your dream every day. That's all you need. But it's like asking a preschooler to be able to deliver a dissertation, a doctoral dissertation. Preschooler can't do that. They've got a lot of experience to have, life experience, and a lot of education to get. So you can't quantum leap from where you are to where you want to be if you have nothing in place, right? People attempt to manifest amazing things, yet they fail because they truly aren't ready to handle or step into the manifestations that they say they want. There's really no magic to bringing about what you want. There's no magic to manifesting. Yes, you've got to match your vibration. Yes, you've got to feel it as if it's already happened and you're certain about it. But it's really about you preparing yourself to be capable of receiving that you want. That's the key. Yeah, you got to become a vibrational match, like I just mentioned, right? And you also have to have everything in place to step into the deservedness of your manifestations. This is why people can't manifest what they want. We can manifest what we don't want in a heartbeat because we believe it to the core. But when people aren't ready, truly ready to receive what they want, it doesn't happen. Is this making sense to you? So when you think about how willing you truly are to let your life get the best it could be, you have to understand that you can't stay in the same place in your life. You can't level up until you've learned how to level up already. Does that make sense? You can't level up your life until you've leveled up. You can't call in better until the exact right time of certainty in your heart and soul exists. You can't declare anything exists in your life until you know for sure that the stage is set energetically and physically for you to fill it with your dreams. This question came across my path recently. How good am I willing to let my life get? And for the first time in my life, I finally understood that I was ready. There was so much that had to happen before, but I'm ready. I've worked on shedding the shit that doesn't fit for me anymore. I've let people go. I've let experiences go. I've let places go. I've let my perception of memories of my life go. I've let my old identity go. I've let my old limiting beliefs go. I still have stuff to work on. Everybody always does. But the ones that have held me back, I'm like done with them. And I've become increasingly more aware of the thoughts that swirl about in my mind that hold me back. I've become very conscious of those. I'm preparing the stage for my leveling up. I feel it in my bones, in every single fiber and cell of my body, that the time is now for my quantum leap. Real lasting change is happening for me in the best ways. I'm in the vortex of growth and expansion, but I also know that that growth and expansion comes with a price. I've had to let go of all the things that I mentioned to you above, and I had to be willing to give up. This is the key. I had to be willing to give up whatever I needed to, whatever was required of me to give up, to make room for and make way for what I truly want. You can't have what you want if you aren't willing to do what it takes to have it. And you can't have what you want if you aren't going to do the work to become the person who not only deserves it, who knows her worth or his worth and value, but who is prepared to handle the quantum leap. I don't say these things to discourage you from dreaming and trying on your dreams, but I am shooting it straight with you about why your life isn't the way you want it to be. Things are not aligned. You aren't truly aligned with what it is that you're calling forth. You've got to shed the skin that has become dry and old. You have got to be willing to do for yourself what others are unwilling to do so that you can get what you want, so that you can realize that you're capable of calling in what you want. You've got to be willing to do for yourself what others are unwilling to do so that you can have what you want that others don't have. You've got to risk being a little scared and a whole hell of a lot of uncertainty, balanced with full faith, in order for your life to be as good as you dream about it being. These are the keys. I am willing, and I understand this finally. I am willing to let life get really good because I don't care what has to go to get me there. I'm not talking about selling my soul. I'm not talking about giving things up, sacrificing with resistance. I say to the universe, and I've said it, and I'm saying it to you now, and my hope is that you will be able to be in a position energetically, vibrationally to say this too. No matter what the universe needs to remove from my life to make me the person I know I need to be and who I want to be, I give it express permission. I'm not selling out. It's the actual opposite. Because of my willingness to do, be, or have whatever it takes to become the version of myself that can handle the massive upgrade, I'm prepared to receive. How good are you willing to let your life get? Only you know how prepared you are to receive what you want. If you fear failure, you're not ready for an upgrade. If you can't handle uncertainty, find your own safety inside of you in uncertainty, you aren't ready for an upgrade. If you fear judgment from others and you are fearful of stepping on the stage and showing the world who you truly are, you are unwilling to let your life get as good as it could be. If you aren't willing to let go of anything about you in your life, if you want to hold on tight to who you are and you're afraid to get out of certain situations and circumstances because you're terrified of what's going to happen to you versus being open and excited about what could happen for you, right? And I mean willing to lose all of the people, places, and things to make room for your dreams to manifest and let God lead the way, you aren't ready. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself the question of how good am I willing to let my life get? Write about this. What does that mean for you? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to embrace? What do you need to learn? Do you need to unlearn? Figure out what lives in the gap for you between what your life is like now and how you'd like your life to be, and then do something about it. If you mean what you say about really wanting your life to change, then walk your talk and await the miracles because they really do exist and life can be better than you could possibly imagine. Ask yourself, How good are you willing to let your life get? And what are you willing to do to get it to be as good as you dream about it being? I wish you a blessed day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.